Hello, and welcome to this lesson, which will show you how to prepare your business case. After you have finished this lesson, you will be able to, firstly, collect and identify the relevant data. Secondly, choose which business segmentation is appropriate for your business case. Thirdly, understand the dynamics of the market. And fourthly, develop a hypothesis for your business case. When preparing for your business case, there are 4 main steps to follow. Firstly, you need to find the relevant data, which entails knowing where to search and how to identify the relevant data in an efficient manner. Secondly, you need to determine which segmentations work best for your organization to make direct decision-making easier. For example, you can segment based on product lines, brand names, or geographies. Thirdly, you need to research your organization's market, along with the major players in your industry. And fourthly, you should start forming some early hypotheses or recommendations as you begin to gather your data. As you move through the rest of the lesson, you will consider each step in more detail. As you progress through the subsequent steps, you will build a business case for the Hot Wheels Motor Company. Please take time to reread the case study background and the tasks at hand. A large amount of data will be available to you. Knowing where to look and what to look for will save a lot of time. See the slide for examples of data sources, both internal and external to your organization. It is also worth organizing your documents in folders by category so it is easy to locate the data later on. For example, annual reports, industry data, and research reports. Now that you have the data, read through each document, keeping in mind exactly the type of information you are looking for. For the Hot Wheels case study, the data you are looking for relates to volume and price forecasts, cost assumptions, market data, brand positioning, entering new markets, and making new investments. The next step relates to segmentation and is about how you want to segment your organization in order to build the business case. You can segment a business by, for example, internal divisions, brand names, product lines, or geographies. Clothing retailer Gap reports its business along its key brands such as Gap, Banana Republic, and Old Navy, whereas Louis Vuitton has 5 product lines, including wines and spirits, perfumes, and fashion and leather goods. In the context of Hot Wheels, you can assume it segments its business along product lines first and by geography second, as shown in the slide. Further research on the automotive sector uncovers a wider range of industry segmentation. In the context of Hot Wheels, you can assume it focuses on the light vehicles category for now, specifically the cars and light commercial vehicles segments. After segmenting the organization, the next step is to invest some time in understanding your market. What is the size of the market and how are the different segments performing? Who are the key players and what are the profit margins in the industry? What are some major changes in the recent past and near future? And what are the key drivers of cost, growth, and profitability? Let's now consider each of these in turn, in the context of the Hot Wheels case study. Market size is the measurement of the total volume of a given market. In the slide, you can see the total volume of light vehicle sales across the globe, split by region. Take time to review the data and look for key insights. Is the market growing or shrinking? Are some regions performing better than others? How do you see the market growing in the future? On a similar trajectory or differently? Looking at the segment that your organization is operating in will allow you to fine-tune your assumptions later. The slide shows some analysis for the premium car segment. Is it growing or shrinking? How does performance compare with the overall car market? And what is the market share of the premium car segment? You could repeat the same analysis for the light commercial vehicle segment, assuming you had the data available. Next, familiarize yourself with each of the industry's major players. What products do they sell? How has their performance been? How have they segmented themselves? And what markets are they reaching out to? As you build up your understanding of the industry, be sure to research EBIT margins to help you benchmark the profitability of your organization. Is the industry volatile when it comes to margin growth? Have there been large upticks, downticks? If so, what has caused them? How does your organization compare to the industry EBIT margin? Also, take time to assess any underlying trends impacting your industry. Each industry will have its own type of trends, which can influence your organization. And in the automotive industry, these relate to the competition, customers, the drive towards digitalization, and government regulations. And finally, understanding the cost structure in the industry will help you identify the savings potential in your organization. For a typical car manufacturer, parts make up 64% of the cost base, followed by sales and marketing, manufacturing, and research and development costs. Narrow your scope and do not spend time on the cost items that cannot be changed or do not offer major savings potential. After understanding your market, the last step in your business case preparation work is to form some initial hypotheses. For Hot Wheels, make some quick back-of-the-envelope calculations from the example P&L statement shown to help you form your initial hypotheses. If you assume a 4% per annum growth rate between 2017 and 2022 based on the earlier market growth rate estimates, and incorporate the impact of the CEO's 3 strategic initiatives, you can start to see if the €7 billion operating income target is feasible or not. The next slide shows the workings. For the EBIT, you can assume a simple annual growth rate of 4% and extrapolate out to 2022. To incorporate the reduction in staff numbers, you need to obtain the cost of goods sold numbers, extrapolate out to 2022, and then isolate the portion attributable to labor. To incorporate the operational cost-cutting measures, you need to obtain the sales, general and admin costs, extrapolate out to 2022, and then implement the 2% cost reduction. And finally, to incorporate the 1% additional sales from entering a new market, extrapolate revenues out to 2022, then apply the EBIT margin from the 1% increase in sales. Based on your calculations, it is possible to create 3 possible hypotheses for Hot Wheels. Hypothesis 1 asserts that growth at historical levels will not be enough to reach the €7 billion EBIT target by 2022. Hypothesis 2 asserts that priority should be given to the production downsizing initiative. And Hypothesis 3 asserts that Hot Wheels can reach its €7 billion EBIT target if all 3 initiatives are launched and successful. It is okay to be bold when forming hypotheses, as long as you are ready to revise them later based on your findings. In summary, when preparing for your business case, it is important to find the relevant data, determine which segmentations work best for your organization, Take time to understand your organization's market, and finally, start forming some early hypotheses. Thank you for participating, and see you next time on another exciting business training lesson from Pontema.